It's a glorified trailer park. It's the trailer park in America, and I imagine throughout the world, has a very negative connotation in some ways, and it really shouldn't. A lot of those structures are very simple, very simply what one needs, or what a small group of people need. They're often not well designed. There's not attention given to making them healthy and sustainable and just very practical. So these are really just well-designed trailers. One of our folks purchased a lot, and we've been making improvements to it ever since. The garden and the houses and fire pit. It is the first tiny house community in the country that we know of. We are each building our own house with the help of architects and builders, but we're each sort of the principal designer of our respective houses that we're building. Purchased a lot. Brian lives stays in the house over there. Lee and Brian met probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they had the idea of building a tiny house community. Meanwhile, the tiny house movement has been spreading throughout the country, so I was interested in also building a tiny house. We all got linked up, and the idea of doing them together seemed like a really good approach. Has been a great approach, and we've learned a lot from each other in the building process. Learning what mistakes to make, what mistakes not to make, and just kind of sharing tools and knowledge and expertise has been. So it's still very much under construction, but here it is. This will be sort of the living area up here. Couches and benches and sort of a place to sit. Kitchen over here, sort of dining area, place to eat right up there. Bed, lofted bed up top, a little office sort of desk area in the back right corner, and then the back left corner, which is still very much under construction, will be the shower bathroom.
Is it enough?
One can build a tiny house for $10,000 if they spend a lot of time looking for salvage materials and really trying to kind of pinch pennies. These are all about in the range of $25,000 to $35,000 in materials, and then another 5 to 10 in labor assistance. We all labor will probably about double the size of the house if one is building the house for somebody else. But we've all done a lot of our own labor, so it's kind of cut down on the cost. But probably in the range of $30,000 to $40,000. So this is a rain chain. It's a sort of minimalist gutter. So when it rains, like it was doing this morning, rain will actually come toward the front of the roof. It'll come into this gutter up here, and it'll actually funnel down this chain underneath the trailer and get pumped to the back where there are some holding tanks. And then when I go inside and I push and I turn the faucet on, water that comes out will be filtered rainwater. I think we have 8 or 9 or 10 plots. We've offered them to the neighbors. We have a few neighbors who have named plots, and we get a lot of produce from here. A lot of greens, obviously, a lot of tomatoes, cucumbers. It's a pretty thriving, prolific little micro garden.
The bed comes out like this, full-size bed. Shower. This is a wet bath, right? The drains in the bottom, and the curtains just protect the toilet. Incinerator toilet, hot water heater, sink. I think it started as like kind of a fringe thing, but I think through the recent recession and the economic troubles, a lot of people have been attracted to the movement for financial reasons. That's the #1 priority for most people that are interested in building small. Every month we have about 100 people that come out, and almost everyone's motivated financially. Some people also like the simple living aspect, and some people also like the green living aspect. The #1 issue in my mind confronting humanity right now is climate change. And so the question is, how do we rapidly transition our economy from a fossil fuel-based economy to a sustainable, renewable energy powered economy? And so part of that is living differently, right? Lifestyle changes that can make an impact, and part of it is also a policy question. Well, we have a long way to go, but the trend is clear. I mean, there's all the major developers in DC are looking at micro units, and I think that's also a trend that's spread from or to New York and San Francisco and some other major U.S. cities. It's responding to a number of different demographic trends. One is radically smaller family sizes. It's been falling, just even over the last 10 years. Increasing number of retirees who don't want to have to take care of a big house in the suburbs somewhere. And then declining marriage rates. People are not marrying at the same rate, or family formation is down. So the idea of having these kind of sustainable small living units, whether they're tiny houses on wheels or tiny houses on foundation or micro units in a bigger apartment building, I think makes some sense and is responding to larger demographic changes happening. You know, the biggest issue is finding land and financing, right? And so I think if you could finance structures like this, then it's suddenly a very affordable option for recent college grads or interns in DC or retirees, you know, with very little savings.